Welcome to Number Line Subtraction Day 5. Kids, I love today's lesson. It is so fun. We are going to cross over to the next hundreds or possibly the next couple hundreds. We're going to be subtracting two-digit numbers, but this is when I absolutely love number line. Again, remember to visualize that number line in your head. Close your eyes if you need to. We're going to be using the open number line again, so we'll write the numbers we need, but you need to start being able to visualize jumps as you go through your head. Close your eyes if you need to. This is going to be fun. All right, we're going to take 122, subtract 87. So notice I have my small number of 87 on the left, and my goal is to get to 122. We're going to add 3 to get to 90. We'll add 10 to get to 100. We'll add 10 to get to 110. We'll add another 10 to get to 120. And then we'll add 2 to get to 122. Let's add all those jumps. 10, 20, 30, 33, 34, 35. Great job. Now, some of you might be thinking, there is certainly a faster way to do this. There absolutely is. But if you need to write every 10 jump, do so. But in a few days, we're going to be getting into such big numbers that will be hard. But keep doing it if you need to. All right. 131 minus 74. So we start at 74. We go up to 131. Now, boys and girls, notice we're always adding on. You actually could start at 131 and subtract 74 and go this way on every single one. But it's actually much harder for pretty much every child. So I would just always add on. So 74, we're going to add 6 to get to 80. Now, kids, here's where we start using more partners. If we're at 80, we could add a jump of 90 and a 100. But if you know your partners, you know that 80 plus 20 equals 100. And now that I'm at a 100, most of you know that I need to just add 31. So once I get to 100, it's really easy to get to 131. So 20 plus 30 equals 50, plus 1 is 51, plus 6 is 57. Wasn't that great? I absolutely love this, because if we can get to 100, we've got it made. All right, 145 minus 69. So we'll start at 69. Let's add 1 to get to 70. Now that we're at 70, let's stop at that big benchmark or our hundreds number, because we know that 70's partner is 30. So 70 plus 30 equals 100. Well, if I'm sitting at 100, how do I get to 145? By simply adding 45. 30 plus 40 equals 70, plus 5 is 75, plus 1 is 76. Great job. Don't you love reaching that 100 and then being able to just make a big jump to get to 145? All right, 155 minus 27. Now, there are lots of cool things you can do here, but let's just think about it. Let's add 3 to get to 30. Now that you're at 30, let's add 70 to get to 100. And let's add 50 to get to 150. And let's add 5 to get to 155. Make sure you always write where you land and how big your jump is. So the number you land, how big your jump. The number you land, how big your jump. Now let's add that. 70 plus 50 equals 120. You might have needed to do a little break apart in your head. Remember doing those? So 70 plus 30 is 100. 120. 5 plus 3 is 128. That was kind of tricky. Let's try it a different way down below. What if I did 27 and I wanted to get to 155 and I realized I could add 100 and get to 127 and then add 3 to get to 130 and then add 25 to get to 155? We could do that. Notice 100 plus 25 is 125, plus 3 is 128. So you could do that. I generally like to go to my hundreds, but if you can tell that I can add 100 right at the start, great, go for it. Again, these are fun because you get to play with numbers. You get to make jumps that make sense to you. All right, 214 minus 66. Okay, let's go for it. Let's add 4 to get to 70 and add 30 to get to 100. Now, if you're really good with your partners to 100, could you have added 34 in one jump? Absolutely. Great, let's add 100 now, because 100 plus 100 equals 200. And then let's add 14. So 100 plus 30 is 130, plus 10 is 140, and the 4 and 4 is 148. Make sure when you're adding, you pick up all those pieces up at the top that you added. Now let's play a little bit down here. Sometimes I like to see how many different ways I can do it. Let's see. What if I'm at 66 and I want to add 200? Let's just add 200 at the start. Then I would get to 266. Well, how do I get from 266 to 214? Well, I need to jump back. That's actually an NSN because my two big digits are on the top. So minus 52. So 200 minus 52. Well, if you know your partners, you know that that would be 148. Like I said, a lot of times, and even as a teacher, kids, let's do this 3 different ways. And I will assign the same problem and say, kids, show me 3 different ways you can do this, because these are just a lot of fun to play around with. So you might want to do that with your teacher or just by yourself for fun. 89. I'm going to add my partner to 100 this time, because I know that 89 plus 10 is 99, plus 1 is 100. Notice I can jump all the way and put 271, because I know that 100 plus 200 equals 300. So 271 plus 10 is 281, plus another one is 282. Notice once we get good at our partners, we can actually do just about any problem in 2 jumps. But play around with it. See how many ways you can do that one. I like to say, all right, 278 minus 59. I'm going to start at 59. 278. Notice I can add 200 to that and get close. So 259. And then I'll add my 1 because I do like getting to tens. And then I can add an 18 to get to 278 for a final answer of 219. Or you could start at 59, add 1 to get to 60, and instead of going to 100, go to 78. Did any of you think of that? And then add your 200 to get to 278. Or we could do it. Can I squeeze another one up here? Or 59 plus 41. There's that partner to 100. And now to 200 equals 100 and 278. So I need to add 78. So 100 plus 70 is 170. Plus 40 is 210. And 8 plus 1 is 9. So notice I got the same answer 3 different ways. So that's what I love about number lines. So play around with these. Stop the video. See if you can do every problem 3 or 4 or even more different ways. Explore. Have fun. Okay, 48. Let's add 52. Why? Because that's the partner to 100. Before I move on, check and say, yes, 50 plus 40 is 90. 8 plus 2 is 10, so that equals 100. Oh, plus 57. 50 plus 50 is 100. 7 plus 2 is 9. 109. I bet you could do that one several ways. Like I said, stop the video and play around with these. Have some fun. See if you and your friend next door can solve them differently. This one, I would always go to 100. And then add 133. Kids, these are starting to be super fun. I would pause the video, see if you can come up with several different ways that you could do it. Have fun exploring your numbers. Some of them will be more efficient than others. Some of them will just be kind of fun to play with. Enjoy.